What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming at you with a review of Jorn's brand new album, Over the Horizon Radar. For those unfamiliar, this is a solo project by legendary metal singer Jorn Lande. I don't know how to pronounce it. Probably best known for the band Master Plan and for many, many guest appearances with Avantasia. He is one of those musicians whose name and talent, and in this case his voice, truly transcend his most famous band. I think he's much more well-known than Master Plan is. Now, as many people know, most metal bands are really all about the guitar, and this album is all about his voice, so it's a little different than what you'd be expecting, especially given the background with symphonic power metal. The style here is fairly mid-tempo. Master Plan was not a Rhapsody-style power metal band with tons of double bass, but it's still a fair bit less energetic than what I'm used to from Jorn. The production is pretty great. It does sound pretty metal, so to speak. Definitely love the drum sound and the general ambiance. I don't know whether there's a ton of synths on here, but it's a great sound. My girlfriend listened to a track of this with me, and she said, and I quote, "This sounds like the soundtrack to a training montage from a straight-to-DVD Karate Kid sequel. I can't imagine that's a bad thing, given you're the best around and all that." Some standout songs. My Rock and Roll, I think, had a really good vibe for this style of music. Again, this sounds more like a hard rock songwriting style, just with a metal production. I think the song Black Phoenix was another really great example. It's heavy and it's plotting and it is mid-tempo. Again, I'm really into that whole Rhapsody double bass, resting heart rate of 110 BPM style of power metal. But when you're trying to show off the singer as the main attraction, you got to do something different. One little bit of criticism. The song Winds of Home. I really wanted this to be a giant, big, epic chorus with retrospective lyrics, like the quintessential power metal ballad style. I was really looking forward to that, and unfortunately I thought this one was kind of filler. I think he absolutely has the voice and the talent to sing on something reminiscent of Into the Blue by Kane's Offering, so I was really looking for that, and it wasn't there. But back to some praise, the last song, Faith Bloody Faith. This was a great closer, oddly danceable. I feel like I say that a lot in my reviews. And despite the fact that it was on the slower side, like much of the album, this one did leave me wanting more. All in all, this was a really good example of a metal singer solo album. It's great hearing his voice in his own self-directed project. In other words, not just being part of Master Plan or Arc or whatever else he's in, or being directed by Tobias Sammet and Avantasia. I somehow doubt this will tour, but maybe there's a cool way that he'll wind up on 70,000 Tons with this and another band he's in. We can always dream for Avantasia, right? This was a great effort, and it was great to hear your voice again, dude. Rock on.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.